superintendent's contracts always start on July 1. It's actually in the state statute. Superintendents are the only employees in a school district that have a multi-year contract. Superintendents serve for a minimum of 3 years and a maximum of 5 years. The board does not have the opportunity or option to give someone a 1-year contract or a 2-year contract. It is a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 5. In 1990-91, the state legislature eliminated tenure for superintendents. Superintendents at one time before 1990 used to receive tenure after 3 years and 1 day. In 1990, they eliminated that and went to multi-year contracts for superintendents. So the board is looking to have someone in place by July 1 to enable the person to get acclimated and get school up and running for September. So that's their goal, and you can see what their calendar looks like. The next page includes a copy of the advertisement. I've included what is actually on our website, but if you saw the Sunday Star Ledger the last 2 weeks and next week, you will see that same advertisement in the Star Ledger. And we have gotten a very good response. I checked today before I left home, and I have 35 requests for applications from various candidates. So I'm very excited about that for the board. I think that's a pretty good response. The board has committed itself to finishing this process and completing it by July 1, but they have also said, and this is an important piece, that if we don't find the right person for the job, that we will continue the process until we find the right person, that it is too important a position to settle just to say that you did it by July the 1st. And so as a result, you can see that this is our calendar that we're going to follow, but if we do not find just the right person who has the skills, the knowledge, the background, the experience, and those personal qualities that are important, that we will continue the search until such time as we find that right person. And that's an important piece to keep in mind as well. Superintendent searches in the state of New Jersey are by definition confidential. Community members always ask, as did the staff, because they always ask, if they're going to be involved in the interview process. And the answer is they are not. And they are not because superintendent searches and candidates apply with an expectation that their names will remain confidential until such time as they are chosen. And if they are eliminated, then their identities are never known. But what the board will be doing is communicating where they are in the process and what that process looks like, which is why I'm here tonight, to talk to you about what that process looks like. So while we can't involve the community in the interview process, what we can involve the community in is asking you to provide us with feedback that we will use to shape interview questions and candidate review documents. And the questions you can see, they're right here. You know, what are the 3 most significant strengths of the Plainfield School District? The candidate, when they come on board, obviously, and become the superintendent, are going to have to leverage the strengths of the district to address the challenges that are out there. What are the 3 most critical issues or concerns that the new superintendent is going to have to address? Shortly upon arrival, again, from your perspective, we ask the staff because they have a unique perspective. They are in the classrooms on a day-to-day basis with the kids, and their perspective is going to be different than your perspective as a parent or guardian or community member. And so it's important to hear from as many people as we possibly can. To that end, we have up on the website, and it's here as well, links to these same questions available online. So if you want to answer them online, you can do that. If you want to answer them in paper format and email them to me, as I said before, that's fine. Fax them to me, that's fine. We'll take them however you can get them to us. Because the more input we have, the more information it will help to improve the search, because then we can really focus on all of the commonalities where you have identified the challenges and the strengths are, And then what kind of professional background, experiences, education should the new superintendent have in order to be successful in Plainfield? What is unique about Plainfield, about the culture of Plainfield? If you could ask one question of the candidate, what would you like to know? You can't be there, but we will actually use some of those questions in the interview process. So all of your time will be very well spent, and the information will be fully shared with the board so that they have an opportunity to see that. And I will be providing them with a report on it, which I always encourage the board to make public so that all of you can see what your colleagues, your neighbors, friends, parents, community members have said. The survey is completely anonymous. I'm going to compile it. Trust me when I tell you I'm not a digital native. I don't have either the time nor the technical skill to be able to track someone's URL. So it's anonymous. I hit a button and it compiles. My goal is to have the information back. It's not to identify who said what in the community. I want the information from all of you, but it is anonymous because some people are a little concerned in this day and age that someone can track something. And perhaps you could, I just don't have any idea how to do that or the time to do it, nor the inclination to do that, okay? So once I bring in all of the candidates to the board, and the search belongs to the board, so everyone who applies, all of their paperwork, their credentials, their certificates, their transcripts from their education, their applications will all be delivered to the board, and then the board will work together jointly, and I will work with them, and they will identify who they are going to bring forward for interviews. We will provide to the community at that point a pool summary. While I can't share, and the board can't share individual identities of the candidates, we can give you an overview, the number of applicants who are superintendents or assistant superintendents, how many were principals or vice principals, how many are supervisors or directors, how many are from New Jersey, how many of them are from out of state, how many of them have earned doctorates, so that you have some sense of what the pool looks like, although we won't be able to share those names with you. I would fully expect that at the point where the board has identified a final list or finalists, and I can't tell you whether there'll be 1, 2, or 3, because I simply don't know. They will bring them into the district, have them attend some classes at every level, elementary, middle, and high school, and then meet with key stakeholder groups, meaning community members, the association leadership, the administrators, associations leadership, and then provide feedback as another set of data points for the board before they make their final decision, okay? Because they are the ones that are required to make that final decision. Once that happens, of course, before the superintendent can begin, his or her contract has to be approved by the executive county superintendent. So it is a rather involved process, but we will get through it. We have a very aggressive calendar. The board has committed to being present at all of the meetings where they need to be and at all of the interviews. As I told them some time ago, they'll be spending more time with each other than their significant others for at least a little while, till we work our way through the process. So that is briefly a thumbnail sketch, and I really would like to respond to questions that you may have about the superintendent search, if you have any.